Hi, welcome to the She Confident podcast. My name is Mindy Boyd. If this is your first time listening, your first time watching, because it's everybody's first time watching, hopefully this is the very first episode that is going to get uploaded to my new YouTube channel. A little bit about myself. I have 16 years of experience in leading women inside of my skincare and cosmetics organization. But last year, I kind of felt a stirring in my heart to expand my reach and start teaching more self-love, more self-care, self-awareness, and specifically self-confidence. And so having done that now through the podcast since last November, this is my first official She Confident podcast interview, and it is with my friend Amy. Hey, Amy.
Hey.
How's it going?
Going great.
Good. I'm so thankful that you could join me today. And I just want to tell everybody a little bit about our relationship, about our friendship. Amy and I actually went to high school together. Amy was 1 year ahead of me in high school, I believe. But we really started developing a friendship more when we were young moms. Amy and I both have been married to our spouses for 19 years now, so high school sweethearts, and we made it, and hopefully 60 more years to come, right? Amy and I, though, also had some other things in common. Amy and I both have had a lot of health challenges in the past. We've had autoimmune disorders. We have reproductive issues. We are both what I like to call hister sisters, which means that we have had that hysterectomy, and we both had it done fairly young. And where Amy and I, what I love is that Amy and I used to kind of commiserate especially empathize with each other with our health challenges. I feel like you and I together have overcome so much, and our conversations now are so different than they used to be even 10, 15 years ago. And that's why I asked Amy to join me. So Amy, I just want you to kind of introduce yourself, if you don't mind. Tell me a little bit about yourself. Tell me a little bit about your family.
Okay. So as Mindy said, Wes and I have been married for 19 years. We just celebrated that with a fun trip to the beach. We stayed in our camper. It was super exciting. We have 5 children. I birthed our 3 girls. They're 15, 13, and 11. And we adopted I call them our little wild Indian boys. They're not Indian descent, but that's just what I call them because they're crazy boys. But we adopted them each at birth. They both have the same birth mom, and now they are 4 and 5 years old. And they are precious, all my kids. I homeschool my girls. Well, they really homeschool themselves because they're big kids, and if they have questions, I answer. The boys go to Southwest, which is a local preschool here. And, we just do the things. We have a camper. We put in a pool during the Corona crazy, a little above ground pool. We enjoy swimming and, just hanging out with our friends and family.
Yeah, I've been a little envious of your Corona pool, if you want to know the truth. I'm like, why didn't I think of that? Yeah. Okay, so now that we know a little bit more about your family, I want to chat about your health journey. And anything really that you're comfortable with sharing. I think it'll help us understand how you got to where you're at now.
Okay, so when we were trying to get pregnant with Katie, who's the same age as your Luke, I could not conceive, and I was like, what in the world? Because my first 2, it was no problem. Well, we found out I had Hashimoto's, and once I began the thyroid medicine, I was pregnant immediately. Okay, fine, great. I'd also experienced some other autoimmune things throughout my adulthood, and I kind of started cleaning up my diet. I really wasn't doing it right now that I know what I know, but I was doing the best I could. So I did quit artificial sweeteners before I ever became pregnant with my oldest. So that's a plus. But as the years went on, I knew more and more. The boys came along, and we found out about different things like genetic mutations and stuff like that. That's another rabbit hole. But we began eating clean and really clean. And we would, falter and stuff, but for the most part, it was a very healthy diet. And then I began to realize I was unhappy with the way I looked. The adoptions were very stressful. My youngest daughter, was diagnosed with alopecia. She lost all of her hair, eyebrows, eyelashes, everything. And now she's doing great, though, by the way. She's got a beautiful
I
little
saw
head of hair
those
coming through.
pictures of her the other day with her hair. She's gorgeous either way. Gorgeous either way, but that made me so happy for her.
And she's another podcast in herself, Mindy. She's such an inspiration to so many at her young age. But so we began looking into things, and I decided one day, Knox was just a few months old, and I said, I'm going to go to CrossFit. I'm going. Out of the blue. I was like 160 something pounds. I laid on the couch. I was grumpy and ugly and mean, and that is not who I am. And my husband was like, okay. And so my best friend went with me the first few times, and I just fell in love. I was doing things, but I never lost any weight. I kind of stayed. I might have lost a little bit in my tummy kind of thing, but nothing like I wanted to see. I wanted to be a more healthy. I wasn't looking to be skinny mini, but I wanted to be healthy. I knew I shouldn't be that much, knew I shouldn't weigh that much with my height for sure. And then that was in July, I think, of 2016. January 2017, my best friend introduced me to the Trim Healthy Mama plan, and I have been following it ever since. Within 3 months, I had become to my goal weight, which was like 130 pounds or so, a size 4, and I was about a size 12, I think, but getting close to a 14. And I have done so many awesome things with CrossFit. I've done competitions, different things like that, and I've kind of steered my family into learning what it really means to be healthy, and how to treat food and how to fuel your body.
That's awesome. That is so great. And I have enjoyed so much watching your journey. And it sounds like, you know, that it was more of a gradual process for you. And that's kind of how it's been around here, is, you know, you keep learning, you know, you just keep learning, and keep figuring out what's right for you and what works for your body and what's going to work for your family. And you found CrossFit and you found Trim Healthy Mama, and it's working. We went out for girls' night the other night, and I just like admired her so much. Amy has always had a beautiful spirit and a beautiful heart, and she's always actually been just beautiful. I've always had hair envy of you. Just Amy has amazing hair, but you look fantastic. And
thank you.
And I'm so proud of you. So you've changed personally. What I want to explore though is, because you have 5 kids, you have a husband, he has lots of different businesses, lots of different things. You have a lot going on, and I know around here I just have the 2 kids, and just continuing to feed them and give them snacks and all of those things. I have to tell you, I went out in the yard this morning. Lainey had a couple of friends over yesterday afternoon, and it looks like somebody had a raging sparkling water party in my yard because there's cans.
Cans everywhere.
Like water, like they're all over the yard. And so I kind of went, well, at least they're not soda cans. And that's one thing that I've transitioned my family on is, you know, what we drink here. We drink water. I remember the first time I had them drink sparkling water, it pretty much like the first time anybody drinks a flavored sparkling water, it's not what they expected. It's
right.
It doesn't taste like soda, and it takes a while to get used to, but that's been a big win for me around here. I know you've changed your lifestyle. How does that reflect in your family? How has your family made the changes alongside you? How difficult has that been? I know one struggle, I think, for a lot of women is, I'm going to make all these changes for myself, but then what do I do with my family? Am I making 2 meals a night? What do the snacks look like? How have you navigated that?
Well, it's been a process, and we still are not to where I would like for us to be, but sometimes it's better to choose your battles. So as meals go, currently my family's breakfast, lunch, and dinner are well, I'll say breakfast and lunch, they're probably 80% Trim Healthy Mama, which I can talk about what that means in a minute.
Yes.
And then the dinners are always on plan, which is what we call Trim Healthy Mama. When you're on plan, we say on plan. So anyway, but they for real do that. I do not bring in cakes, cookies, chips often. We use those for very special occasions, but with 7 people in our house, we have birthdays 7 times a year, and then you have holidays. So they get plenty of treats. As for snacks, I try to buy things that don't have added sugar, like the Annie's cheesy bunnies for the little ones, and they have fruit, cheese, pepperoni, Greek yogurt if they want it. We use the Too Good. It's already got a little bit of natural sweetener, and they do LaCroix by drinks. They love the True Lemon little drink packets, different things like that. We cut out orange juice about 8 years ago, so my boys have never really had a problem with that. We also cut out like cow milk and used almond milk, and then as I began THM, we began using the unsweetened version, and that's just not been a problem. We do mostly organic items also, like cereal is organic, and they're like little snack crackers and different things like that.
Yeah, so it's all about really, I think, just training their taste buds. Honestly.
Right.
You
and slowly.
Right. Exactly. Little changes. I think another thing that can be overwhelming when you're trying to start a healthy lifestyle for yourself is you think you have to do everything at one time.
Right. That's not wise.
Yeah, it's not wise. It's not sustainable to try to make changes for every aspect of your lifestyle at one time. Right. And especially for your family. So it sounds like everybody at home is pretty much on board. Your husband's cool with it?
Oh, he loves it. Yes.
Okay. Yeah. He's a pretty awesome guy.
He is.
Just all around. So you got a good one. We definitely.
I do.
We picked well, Amy.
We did.
That's a whole other
the jackpot.
But we picked well. It's not always easy, but we
know.
All right. So you changed your lifestyle. You you started eating healthy. I remember in the beginning, you and I kind of started this together. We would kind of share back and forth. This is what I'm eating. This is what I'm eating. And then you started with the CrossFit. And then you started with Trim Healthy Mama. And you saw so much success with that. How did you transition from following Trim Healthy Mama to being a coach? Because you are a coach of Trim Healthy Mama. And I got to tell you, I admire you so much. I admire the progress that you've made in the business aspect. I follow you on social. Like, you have just taken it and run with it. I know you have your cooking classes. You go live on Facebook, and it's amazing. And I really admire that. I think that's awesome. But I have not honestly done a deep dive on what THM is. Now, you did see yesterday that I had my ingredients. I think I had them right for the GGMS. And I got to say, you inspired that, and our friend Lindsay. When we were in class, Lindsay Brown, the other day, I was like, Lindsay, what are you drinking? And she was like, it's Good Girl Moonshine.
Yay!
Sounds like something I need. I don't know. So I've had 3, and I like it so far.
Yay!
I like it. So that's my baby steps into.
Great.
So what I was, how have you translated your lifestyle into your business?
Okay, so I began THM January 2017. Maybe a year into that, I had some friends that were like, what are you doing? Because you look great, And so my neighbor encouraged me to host some little classes. And during that time, Trim Healthy Mama began offering the coaching program where you would pay to, take classes, read over things, and then become certified. And so I was like, man, do I do that? And so I sat on that for a long time. Then along came She Confident. And she's like, dude, what would you do? Like, if you could, what would you do? And there's also Trim Healthy Mama does a weekly podcast. The authors of the books get on and do that for free. And the guy that kind of hosts it, his name's Danny, and he wrote a book called What If You Could? So at the same time I'm reading Danny's book, you're posting all this She Confident stuff. And I told Wes, I said, babe, I'm going to do it. And he said, okay. So at the time I was selling Ruby Ribbon and I was doing very well. And I told Wes, I said, when I accumulate the money I need for certification through my Ruby Ribbon profit, I'm going to do it. And he's like, go. Well, within a week I was certified. And I know. I kind of probably should have done it a little slower. But no, when Amy decides something, she's doing it.
Same with me, girl. Same with me.
Yes. And so I'm like, why not? What do I have to lose? And because, there wasn't money coming out of Wes's pocket. I was handling myself, and that was empowering. I'm not going to lie. So that was about the end of September last year, 2019. And in October, I launched my first class. It was a hot mess, but I did it. And it was mainly friends, local. I think like the night before I started, a lady from Nebraska found me on Facebook and she messaged me, is it too late? I'm like, no, sure. Like, I'm blown away. You live in Nebraska. And we became friends. It's crazy. So the class taught the plan book. I have it right here. This is what it looks like. Trim Healthy Mama Plan. And I want to let people know that you can buy these books. You can even go on Pinterest and learn the plan. You don't have to have a coach. I didn't have a coach, but it's nice to have a coach. So if anybody's interested, that is a little thing for that. So I began to just build my business. I asked a couple of other coaches how they did things. I just prayed about it and I just tried stuff. I just took risks. I did things that I thought whenever I was starting what I would like to see. I asked my friends, like I said, what they thought I should do or ideas they had. And I just bounced things off of people. And I just kept trying things. And I have since I started, I'm probably up to about 120 clients that I've helped. I know many of them repeat. Some do one-on-one, some do groups. I'm doing a fun little cooking class right now. It's just cooking through the cookbooks, kind of like Julia Child's situation. The Julie and Julia show, it was inspired by that, by the way. And so I'm just having fun and man, just posting fun pictures. Like yesterday, I posted a picture of me in a little halo top and everybody loved it. I'm like, it's just ice cream, but it's so fun. Yeah. It's so fun for people to see what you do in real life. And I am as real as you will get.
I know, girl. You're the realist. You are the realist. So I forgot to ask you this. So when you say Trim Healthy Mama, what is like the basis? Like what's the basic concept of the Trim Healthy Mama lifestyle?
Okay. So you're eliminating sugar. You're eliminating anything white flour, white sugar, of course. And then also white rice and that kind of thing. So, and then the next step is that you're separating your fuels. So if you're going to have fat in a meal, you have fats, protein, non-starchy vegetables. If you're going to have healthy carbs in a meal, you have healthy carbs, lean protein, and non-starchy vegetables. Pregnant and nursing women can have both. Women like me, I'm maintaining. I can have both every now and then. And so that's how it is. There's a much different, more levels to that, of course.
Sure.
But that's the basic thing.
Yeah.
And so that's really it. You're separating your fuels because your body can only burn one thing at a time. And it's always going to burn those carbs first. And that fat's just going to go to your tummy. Right. So if you separate them, then you're doing well and you are definitely in weight loss mode. That's what we call it on THM.
That's awesome. So I would need a coach because there's so many initials. Everything has an initial. The other thing is that I want to tell you guys, Amy does not starve. Amy posts her food that she eats every day, and she's got this great app that keeps up with it. And I'm always like, Amy had another delicious day. Like, that's awesome. Like, all of her food looks amazing. And so it's not one of those plans where I hesitate to call it a diet because it's not one of those plans where you're like restricting and you're starving, because we know that's not sustainable. But I mean, I'm telling you, my real life friend Amy right here, she has sustained it. She has sustained, and she's thriving with this plan. And so there's a lot of different recipes. There's a lot of different things. And that's why I would say that, just observing, I think the benefit of having a coach through this plan is immense. And I've seen a lot of your posts from your clients and their testimonials. And whatever way you decide to eat and whatever way you decide to take care of your body, it's always good to have accountability. It's always good to have a partner, someone that you can go to that's been there, done that. And so I think that's what's so great about the service that you offer. So if you could tell us, and I'm going to post your links here in the show notes when we get done. So all of Amy's links for her, what's it, Southern
and Healthy.
Southern and Healthy, which is of course an oxymoron in the past, right?
Exactly. And that's why I chose it.
Yeah, because she's really revolutionizing the way that a lot of people think, especially in the area that we live in here in South Mississippi. We're both from the same area. What kind of services, like if somebody was like, okay, I'm going with Southern and Healthy, what kind of services do you offer for your clients, Amy?
Okay, so I offer one-on-one coaching, and that includes education for Trim Healthy Mama. So I'm helping them understand the plan for them, because we say THM your way. Just like I said, pregnant nursing women can have it this way, weight loss mode, maintenance mode. So we're going to do that. I have one client that's a flexitarian, so she doesn't do much meat. I'm learning a lot with that. I have other clients that have different dietary needs, like no eggs or food allergies, and so we work through that. But then I also offer the meal recap coaching, where I use the 8 app. And every morning I look at the previous day's meals and I tell them what they need to change or what they've done well at. I do a free 15-minute discovery call before we start anything to make sure we're a good fit. I should have said that first. But included in the one-on-one coaching is weekly phone calls, texting availability, a menu, helping them learn how to make a menu, helping them learn how to plan if that's something they want to do, different things like that.
That's awesome. That's so great, Amy. Again, I feel like mama. Like, I'm so proud of you. I think you're awesome. And that's why I really, I was like, as soon as I start doing interviews, like, Amy's on the list. It's happening. I'm so inspired by you. Is there, in closing, is there anything else that you think that we forgot? Anything you'd like to cover?
Right now I'm doing the cooking class. So I do a lot of Facebook group coaching, and I offer those as well as the one-on-one, and they're inside of a Facebook group. And I include the teaching, the encouragement, and that kind of thing. The only thing group coaching clients don't get is the phone call and the texting, but I go live once a week and do a little teaching, and they can ask any questions they want then too.
Okay, so that's it, inside of your Facebook community.
Right.
So I'm going to post I'm going to post your link tree in the show notes. So I'm sure all of that stuff is there in your link tree that they can find and how they can contact you. Thank you so much. I guess we're going to wrap this up. We did it. No,
we did it.
Amy, is I got to figure out how to upload it. So may the Lord be with me. We might have to do it again, who knows, but hey, at least we get a good practice round. No, I think we're going to be okay. So thank you so much, and thank you guys, everyone, for listening today or for viewing. I really want to encourage you to do a couple of things if you don't mind. If you enjoyed today's program, if you enjoyed the podcast, or if you're watching it on YouTube, if you will, go ahead, like it, share it, leave some feedback if you don't mind. Just anything that you can do, because when you leave feedback, that helps other people discover not just the She Confident program, but also it's going to help them discover Southern and Healthy with Coach Amy. So anything that you can do to share and to encourage. And also, if you get started on the plan, or if you have any experience with THM, if you want to leave some comments about that, we'd love to hear that as well. And I look forward to our next episode. Hopefully, we're going to start doing a series of interviews on different topics for self-love, self-care, self-awareness, and self-confidence. But for now, we're going to say goodbye. Goodbye, Amy.
Bye.